Hello, Tom the tour guide here in Old Burial Point Cemetery in Salem, Massachusetts. It's the time of year where everybody starts going back outside. So all the Salem locals now wandering around the streets, making sure to yell at tourists and tell them the Salem witch trials didn't happen in Salem. It all happened in the next town over, Danvers. Don't waste your money here. It's pretty terrible. I just ran into an old woman telling tourists to leave Salem. She seemed really nice. She was saying the Salem witch trials all happen in Danvers, and I interrupted. I said, "Oh, actually, I'm a local historian, and please don't tell that to people. They happened 2 blocks away." See, here's the thing. The reason that everybody gets confused is because Salem used to be a lot bigger, and some of the towns that surround Salem used to be a part of Salem. We all know that some of the events that led up to the witch trials happened in what is now Danvers, but was then Salem Village. But all of the trials, every single person found guilty and sentenced to die, these Salem witch trials happened in what is now modern-day Salem. It was a town square called Courthouse Square that is now right in the center of Washington Street, right by Line Street. It's near the Kodo Japanese restaurant where they have the music shows nowadays. When it comes down to it too, we can get more technical. People will say, "Oh, well, I heard the hangings happened in Danvers." No, we have about a quarter of a mile square area where we know Gallows Hill was right there, and that is in what is now modern day Salem. Of course, you hear theories as to where it exactly might be today. Those are still just theories, but we know it was in Salem. As far as the examinations happening in Danvers, well, yes, and some examinations also happened in Salem. In fact, some of them happened at a place called Beadle's Tavern, where there's a building now where my friend Jeff, who's another tour guide in town, actually lives. And as far as the people accused of witchcraft, they were from all over the place. They weren't just from Massachusetts. There was the George Burroughs from Wells, Maine. And if we were to really look at all the places that people were accused from, which you can do nowadays. Google interactive Salem witch trials map. There's a really good one out there that you can find. The victims, well, there was, the people accused, there was exactly 15 from what is now Danvers, then Salem Village, and 15 from what is now Salem and was then Salem Town. So if it was a competition, which it's not, it gets pretty annoying to me that these locals who don't know the history will go around and say this to people. It's usually people that are the most outspoken about things that happen to be very wrong, and these are people with an axe to grind. They're angry at tourism in Salem because they just don't like, Halloween shops, or they're angry because there's too much traffic. Well, I'm sorry that you live in an historic town. You're going to have to learn how to deal with that. And you should also have more respect for it than that. The Salem witch trials are something that we still have a lot to learn from. And the most important lesson of the Salem witch trials is don't believe everything that you hear, and to make sure that you think for yourself.